Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to another exclusive podcast with Xplore at XLRI. I'm Rupali Jain, part of the General Management Cohort of 2026 at XLRI Jamshedpur. We are delighted to welcome Mr. Dipankar Dey, Director and Global Portfolio Delivery Leader at Cognizant. With over 24 years of experience driving IT delivery and digital transformation, he has led large-scale supply chain modernization programs across industries, including retail, consumer goods, automotive, healthcare, and energy. At Cognizant, he spearheads global initiatives in supply chain planning, OEM partnerships, and AI-driven digital solutions, helping Fortune 500 clients build resilient and future-ready operations. With a personal mantra of winning at the speed of trust and specialization in digital transformations using advanced cloud-based SaaS platforms, Mr. Dey brings a wealth of cross-industry insights and a passion for innovation to today's discussion. Dipankar sir, we are welcome to the show. We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you, Rupali. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited to talk about something that really makes value.
Lovely.
Let's go.
Okay, so to start, we'll have a little bit of a rapid fire round so that our audience gets to know you a bit personally. So the first question is one book, movie, or even podcast that's shaped your thinking or influenced you in some way.
Okay. One book would be Richest Person in Babylon. That's
Okay.
really inspired me.
Lovely.
Movie would be Pursuit of Happiness. And the podcast from Aston Doctor, The Habit Coach. So these are the three. I probably answered all the three.
Yeah, perfect.
So-
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question. What's the one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
Okay, not that many people know I am a President Scout winner. So I've been
Wow.
in the Rashtrapati Bhavan and received the award from the President of India that time, 1995, from Shankar Sharma. So that was something, yeah.
That's really commendable. I do not know that.
Yeah,
That's
Scout
very
is
surprising.
something that
My
I
God.
always get triggered with, yeah.
Feeling a little nervous now.
Not really, yeah.
Okay, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
So you need to always zoom out, get the big picture. Then you find out the tactical details, as much detail as possible.
Right.
And then find out the people who have to work with you to get it done. So these are the 3 pieces to get life going. So,
Very nice. Okay, what's one hobby that helps you recharge outside of work?
I'm a morning person.
Okay.
I'm a 4:30 morning wake up person.
Very
And
similar
then
to
I
my
go
mother.
and then I go for a morning walk. So
Oh,
that is
yeah.
something no matter where.
Very
Today
nice.
I had a good trip here in Jamshedpur as well.
Did
So,
you like the campus?
yeah, absolutely. I actually went outside. So I took a top view from this Dima point viewpoint. So
Wow.
So yeah, morning work is something really keeps me energized, clear up my thoughts, and
Right.
shapes us my day. So that is
That's
something
lovely.
how structure. Yeah.
Okay, so if not the supply chain, which domain would you have chosen as a career?
Travel and hospitality.
Oh, wow.
Okay, there is some background, but I will. This is a rapid fire, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I cannot discuss anything more, but that is the
Alright.
industry I really fond of. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, who is the one leader you admire or look up to and why?
None other than our APJ sir, APJ Abdul Kalam, and their
Right.
Wings of Fire has really inspired me. Apart from all the other stories that we see, how simple and humble you can be in life, but still you can do one thing at a time. But really, end of the day, you reach to where you have to. So that is how he has been inspiration, and he will be inspiration for ages to come for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go towards the work side now a little bit. So, what's one belief about digital transformation you held early in your career that you've since outgrown?
No, I think earlier the digital transformation used to be more into the very linear and very predictable ways, right?
Right.
You know where is your point A, you know where is point B, and what you need to do from traveling from here to there, right? The time has come, and then this, by the way, this kind of a transformation used to take really a long time, right?
Right.
We are talking about a waterfall model which takes months and years to really deliver. Now the time has changed. The customer is looking for more agility and make things delivered immediate and quick. And by the time you probably come out from the drawing board and trying to deploy something, the requirement and the question has changed. So that kind of agility is really making us on our toes, right? How to continuously make things going. So I would say that this transformation of the whole requirement versus how you want to fulfill, that is something keeping us guessing. So that is what we are trying to solve the puzzle always.
Okay. The most exciting innovation that you've seen in logistics recently?
I think digital control tower, or the whole concept of the digital twins, right? That is something really makes it's like the earlier the movies that you used to see, like the whole simulation of maybe a whole control room and everything, where we see from those control room people make some decisions, and we have literally gone through that in our Hollywood movies, but this is reality now. So that is something really amazes me. What is the art of possible of making a replica of your real field things, and how some of the decisions that you make and implement those decisions can really make things in action, and how you can benefit as an enterprise. So those are some of those really amazing me.
That's lovely. Okay. Yeah. The last rapid fire question. What is the best career advice that you've ever received?
In my very early days, when I was started my career, and one thing that I always got, that people first. Probably you would have already introduced me about my mantra about speed of trust. But I can tell you, end of the day, everything else can work out. But if you're not able to connect with the people, right, nothing is going to work out. I have seen big engagements, big investments companies have made, but they are not able to convince the users or the business who are going to use it. Right? If you're not able to do it, everything falls flat. So my mantra is the people first, and that is the mantra I've been following back in 25 years ago, when my first manager and some of these leads have showed me the way. Right? Still, I love to connect with people, love to build my network, and I know that is the only way we can make a really bright future for us.
Right, that's a really good career advice. I think our viewers will really enjoy that one as well.
Sure.
Okay, so moving on to the questions now.
Okay.
To kick things off, Dipankar sir, our audience loves to hear about the personal journey. So you spent over 2 decades leading IT delivery and digital transformation across industries. What drew you to supply chain domain, and how was your journey evolved at Cognizant?
2 decades, right? It's been a long time. Just trying to go back in time and just see where I started. Yes, but definitely I just started not knowing all of this, right? How this is going to span, right? Nowadays, I know the bright students starting their career knows, right, where they want to go in 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And I remember in those days, people used to ask, where do you want to be in 2 years, 20 years? Some of us used to say, I want to be the CEO of an organization or something. For me, it was not like that. I mean, I just started from a very humble beginning of starting with an IT organization, and that time I was with Wipro, and I only worked with 2 firms, right? Wipro and now I'm with the current firm in Cognizant. But I would say that how things has been moving between all of this has been really an amazing journey, right? I have been following, right, whatever is coming at us. The some of this philosophy of being agile, try to maintain your I would say hunger for learning, right? Try to network with the people, try to make things and look things, sometimes take a pause and look things from a zoom out and big picture. So zoom out and zooming in, as I would say oftentimes, right, that is something sometimes helps, right? Whenever it is so deep of a problem, if you zoom out and try to see things from 1,000 feet above, it will solve some of those problems. And sometimes if you are too much outside, right, zoomed out, and probably you miss out some of the need of the hour, that is something also going to cause you. So for now, for me, I have been very fortunate. I have been always surrounded by the people, right, leaders, like mentors, like aspirations in front of us. I have been always supported by my family. So those things put together brought me here talking to you, Rupali. So.
That's lovely. I feel very happy.
Same here.
So, given you were talking about your family and the thing that brought you here, I wanted to talk about your mantra. So, your emphasis on winning at the speed of trust. How does this philosophy guide you and your approach to large-scale transformation programs?
Yeah. So that is Stephen Franklin Covey, right, where the
Okay.
speed of trust as a theory came. And I think I was in the US that time. So this particular training program came to our organization, and I did it without knowing much. But
Okay.
some of the examples were given like amazing, right?
Okay.
I will just give you one small thing, right?
Lovely.
Right. If you are in your town, right, as a new person, right, you probably have your own hesitance and resistance of what I'll do, and is there some unfair practice will interact me or something, right?
Right.
So then you have some bit of a worrying point, right? That then you will make some measured steps into it, right?
Right.
Now think about, so you will feel like, am I in danger, right?
Okay. Yeah.
In the same way, I mean, if you think about, you go to your barber shop, right?
Okay.
And you pretty much surrender there, right?
Fair
And the
enough.
barber comes with all the sharpest gadget in town.
Definitely.
Do you really worry that that guy is not going to do something wrong?
No, not
No,
really.
right? Because you have a built-in trust,
Right.
right? So that is the power of trust. Now, if you have those power of trust, Rupali, you can make a lot of cut down on your unnecessary waste expenses. Your
Got it.
entire auditing business will go off, right? If you are able to create that trust as an fundamental in the ecosystem, right?
Right.
You are expecting something for me to do, and I am doing exactly what is expected.
Right.
As long as you know, we know each other, right? Then we'll cut down all those overhead of evaluating, auditing, checking. So and remember, I mean, how this is going to cut down a lot of operational inefficiencies and costs. So that is the real power of being
Very
in trust,
interesting.
and that applies everywhere, not in the professional, but in personal front. Your relationship with your parents, with your spouse, with your kids.
Right.
If the mutual trust is there, you make some tremendous clock speed in terms of the progress.
Definitely. Thank you for dropping in the name of the conclave
Yeah,
in
yeah.
between there. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, sure.
So, adding on to that a little bit, because we've talked about change, we've talked about the adaptability side of things with respect to this. You've worked across various industries, right? Retail, automotive, healthcare. Which industry has surprised you the most in terms of adaptability to digital change, and what common challenges do these organizations face when modernizing their supply chains?
Yeah, one industry really amazes me always is the retail industry itself.
Okay.
Right? I mean, if you see, retail is an industry which really touches all of us, right? As end of the day, we ourselves are consumer, right? End consumers.
Right.
Yeah, definitely there are B2Bs and B2Cs. But you see, some examples where we were hearing. Maybe 20 years back, we used to go to our local kirana shops to get our daily supplies, right? Now, go fast forward, then we see the whole e-commerce evolution that has happened, and how you want to, or rather before e-commerce, how you want to go to this giant shops like the super stores, right, where you go
Right.
and get everything at
Right.
one trip. And then now we are just talking about instant 30 minutes delivery, 10 minutes delivery.
Yes.
Now the consumer behavior has been changing, right? For business to survive, we have to always kind of accommodate that
Right.
in the levels of your own technology, your process, and the people. So some of the retailers who have been really there doing a very strong business for last decade, 50 years, 100 years, you see that how they have shifted from those brick and mortar shops to the real dark stores today, right? Which really supplies things. So sometimes I feel like if I order something and I get it in 15 minutes, the guy might be waiting with the staff right outside my complex.
Right.
So maybe he was just making the order to wait. So
just waiting
that
to
kind of
click the button.
that kind of a supply chain has really evolved. So that
Right.
is something really amazes me. That retail industry, it has lot more to offer for sure. Every concept should be there. It's not that we are going to go away with your presence of our need of a brick and mortar store, but it will be there. You will also require e-commerce, and you will also require that instant supplies. But it will evolve, and I'm sure that retail industry will amaze all of us again, and it will survive. Yeah,
Very
always.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're talking about evolution,
Yeah.
let's talk about the broader sense. Okay, so we see these days that supply chains have faced unprecedented disruptions. in recent years due to pandemics, due to the geopolitical tensions. So, what lessons do you think the companies still need to learn to move forward?
Yeah, so definitely pandemic has been like 5-6 years now. So
Yeah.
people are talking about before COVID and after COVID,
Yeah.
the BC and AC of the new ways of, I think, measuring the calendar, right?
Right.
Because pandemic has taught us something which was unprecedented. We never knew.
Right.
Now after that, you see some of these events are coming, right, or happening, right?
Right.
And then now, I mean, the latest one, the geopolitical situation, whatever we are seeing
Yeah.
in the Gulf region.
Yes.
So, what clearly tells us that one thing is for sure, you would be always having some unplanned trigger that are coming, right? So,
Right.
I'll tell you that the movement from just in time delivery to just in case setup, right?
Right.
That is something picking up its here because uh, if you are in your business, right, and if you cannot really sustain or weather a situation where you all of a sudden have a massive revenue or a bottom line impact, right? So that's why I have seen customers or enterprises are spending heavily on those resiliency in the supply chain. So if they are spending on digital twins and the control towers, this is because they know maybe there are lean chances of some of those situation coming in next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, but you never know. It will appear all at a sudden.
Yeah.
And if you are
true.
not prepared, you will definitely succumb to the situation, and those of your peers who have invested on those will really outpass the situation. So that's why I am seeing enterprises are kind of trying to make a heavier focus on the supply chain resiliencies,
Right.
creating your plan C, plan Ds in place, and that is probably where industries will survive if you can invest on those very small.
Got it.
Yeah.
Speaking of supply chain resiliency, how do you see the AI, machine learning, and cloud technologies helping the supply chain planning and execution these days and in the future?
The interesting part, Rupali, is AI is something no longer a term for boardroom or for enterprise alone, right? My little kid is using AI,
Yes.
ChatGPT to do the project work. My aunts and uncles are knowing about it. So,
Right.
so it is really impacting all the different, I would say, stakeholders in the
Right.
entire ecosystem, right? So users, right? They know what is the right product they have to go for, right? Based on the reviews and everything, based on their requirement. So not only it is disturbing the whole demand profile for any enterprises, but is also impacting how you are going to fulfill. And this
Right.
fulfillments are coming because all of these triggers that we have been keep talking about. So the technology is one thing that always evolved or came out for saving the mankind, right?
Right.
Because if you have to accomplish so many things in such small of a time, it is impossible, right?
Definitely.
And technology was never really following the business. There was time, right, when technology has come, which is like ahead in time, and business is waiting. Okay, do I adapt it or
Right.
something? Just think about the entire .com era,
Right.
the era that we've seen in the last century, right? It took probably a considerable time for entire enterprise to get there.
Right.
Now think about the technologies that are coming, right? This cloud is something fast. Node is talking about cloud because everything is in cloud now.
Right.
But talk about generative AI or agentic AI, it has been like spiked over last few months, right? Not even years, and
Right.
and pretty soon there would not be any kind of untouched area in the entire end-to-end scope of supply chain where we still need to grab something. So technology will be there, it will be evolving. Now this is generative AI, agentic AI, GSI, everything is there together, and companies are trying to get with it. But it also comes with some bit of its own challenge, right? Sometimes business thinks that let's do something in AI, where it's not sure what they want to do something for,
Right.
and how this is going to be. So that's why we need to depend on some of the advisors and consulting SMEs like ourselves. So
Right.
that is where we are for.
So this is a very dynamic field. It keeps on changing,
Yeah.
like you said. How do you stay updated and continuously, keep track of what things are which are changing? What do you do?
Yeah, so I will tell podcast is one of the interesting thing, right?
Lovely.
Let me tell you. Every day when I drive to my work,
Right.
I turn on some of the popular podcast which fits me on some of the technological bits that are coming. Some
Right.
of the podcasts which helps you on business behaviors, how to interact with the people,
Oh, wow.
how to do. But what the point is, there are always some of those source of information, right? You can always gather and use it. So it is basically you have to bring it in your daily routines, right?
Right.
So as I said, I do my morning works in the morning, of course. So but that majority of the time, weekdays I follow technology podcast. During the weekend I
Right.
follow more on the philosophical and the behavioral and other aspects. That's how
Wow.
I plan my whole day, and especially on the holidays, etc. I try something different. But there is always some news. Nowadays you can subscribe to any of those. Nowadays you can go to any medias and you can get a snippet of the current affairs in two
Right.
minutes and everything, right? So these are always there. You need to just find it out to mug up those capsules and get wise
Right.
and get in the conversations. Yeah.
I would love to know how you utilized these podcasts in your real life when you're working.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
looking back, what's one project that truly tested your leadership and resilience, and where these things came into play, where it helped you?
Yeah, in my previous organization, there was an engagement where we were creating an owners portal, right? It's called Online Owner Hub for a leading Fortune 500 automobile company in the US. So, and that time, I was the system integrator, lead system integrator to deliver it. So, the challenges I had, I was using a product which is something very, very new in the market.
Okay.
And as new as it was not really tested well, let me tell you. And the product was sold to this customer. People say that was a golf deal. So, but the product was ready to support on the ground. All the promises, big promises, was made to the customer. So that's problem one.
Problem one.
So problem two is this product was planned to be hosted outside of the customer's data center.
Okay.
In a common, I would say, platform outside as a cloud platform. And that was, I'm talking about maybe 2009 or 10, that point in time. So it was very back in the technology, and not that a lot of people aware of how things work. So it has a complexities of working with that third party vendor. Then as an SI, I had to work with 4 different performing implementation partners, someone doing testing, someone doing development, someone doing infrastructure hosting. So everything together, it was a very, I would say, complex stakeholder environment. And since this was one of a project that customer never done it, so they were also not very sure about the KPIs. How they say that we are going north, where is my true North Pole? So nobody knew anything, right? So that was a complex type of a project. But definitely, as I said, I just zoom out and then find out what are the bare minimum important pieces that we have to focus on, and how to align all these key stakeholders from that magic with the people connections to make things work. I used to travel a lot to make sure I am able to connect with all those key people. Then we able to make that program successful. And I'm still, after maybe 15 years or so of those days, I still remember, and that is something really gives me that kind of a boost. On my rainy day, I can still go back on those days and see, okay,
that's lovely.
That is something, an inspiration. So
that's very, very nice, very soulful as well.
You can say that, yeah.
Okay, so on that note, what advice would you give to the young professionals of XLRI and beyond about entering the supply chain and operations industry and other things?
I know the time where we are, there might be a lot of doubts and considerations whether this is the right industry to join to, and is this the right time to join to, because timing is everything, right? Now, let me assure that the supply chain, as we have been talking, it's no longer a back office business anymore. It is pretty much into the boardroom.
Right.
Hardly there was a role called Chief Supply Chain Officer back in time, right? They were used to be an warehouse owner, and maybe there were some people in the marketing and sales, they were making the plan. So now everything is so much of competitive, and the enterprises are really depending heavily on the supply chain resilience. So investments are really high.
Right.
I see a lot of technology adoptions that are making, and as I think we have been keep talking, right, there are people, process and technology.
Right.
So as an management professional, so people is something you are anyway good at, right? You are the best, I can assume. Like managing the ethos of the peoples, and trying to work with their personas and come up with something that really helps them.
Right.
And process is something, again, right, what are the L2, L3 processes of any segments of a supply chain. So you will master it well. Now, when it comes to technology, you may be feeling a little bit of midway, because you are not necessarily coming for all those techies and coding hackathon experts, so to speak, right? I see that kind of nervousness at times, right? But just believe me, this is exactly the time when technology, generative AI has come, which is talking about completely disappearing the need of development and coding. So what is left for us to be worried about? So the business, whatever requirement it comes, as long as you are understood about the business problems, as long as you are able to sell the dream to the business that this is how we will be solutioning it, which will be meeting to your end goal, you'll be able to make the technology to work, right? And that's all it requires. Right? As long as you are able to hit the customers, the mother KPIs, right? Some of the KPIs that are important, either hitting to your top line or your bottom line, or some of your inventory, that's all it matters. So be, I would say, focused on the fundamentals, which is the domain itself.
Right.
Be aware, right, how the industry is evolving. Whatever you learn today, you need to unlearn tomorrow. Be ready for it and learn something new. Right. That is something going to be always there. And finally, the change management is very important.
Right.
And even though a lot of people will come up, a lot of expertise either in the industry domain or in the technology, but until you have an strength of deploying to the organization, considering that whole different challenges that may come from a people standpoint, nothing will be successful. If you have that mantra, if you have that kind of secret open or secret sauce to your own offerings, then this is the exact field where you should be. So that is how I should suggest.
Well, that's a wonderful note to end our conversation, because I think that's one key takeaway I would love for everybody to take home.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of this insightful conversation with Mr. Dipankar Dey. His perspectives on digital transformation, leadership, and the future of supply chains have given us a lot to think about. And on behalf of XLRI Jamshedpur and the Supply Chain Conclave, I would like to sincerely thank you, Mr. Dey, for sharing your expertise and giving us your time for today. It's been a privilege to learn from you and your journey. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you, Rupali. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.